All right. Well, let's go to page 49. And you've got a story here about Sunday morning service. And over on page 50 is really kind of where I want you to kind of drill down a little bit.
Okay.
Where you talk about you've not listened and so forth. Kind of set all that up and talk about that.
Yeah, I just said here, and I'll look at the page as I go, that it's your attitude when you go into worship. If we have the Lord as our guide, it's a line from a song, Let's Go to Church Next Sunday Morning. It was written by Steve Allen. And that's kind of the key for me, because I find that if we walk into church on a Sunday morning with a bad attitude towards something or somebody, and we come out with that same attitude, and so many people do, it means we have not listened to the sermon, we have not listened to the prayers, and we have not listened to the words of the hymns. We have just been sitting in there and just letting it all just go right on past us because we haven't been affected by it. But here's the things that have happened. We have just put in time being there. We have let our minds wander.
Yeah.
And we have closed our hearts to everything around us. And that's not why you go to sit in the pew. That's not what it's all about. You got to go in and be open to it.
Yeah. You know what I found interesting too, that you wrote this particular story predicated on a lyric that you heard. And to me, I was blown away that particular lyric was written by Steve Allen. Yeah. I mean, Steve Allen.
Comedian, exactly. But he was a deep guy, and he had convictions, he had morals, he was just a brilliant person. And we did a show with him one time, and I was just always very impressed with him. And to think he said that he wrote many, many songs.
I was the president of the Exchange Club at one point in time, and they had their national conference in San Francisco. This was in the 80s, so I got to take my wife to San Francisco. And one of the things that we got to do was he was a keynote speaker, and he got to do a program at the National Exchange Conference, and I was blown away. I mean, in the 80s, he was what? He was probably in his 80s,
maybe.
I'm thinking. And his energy was unreal. He was hilarious. He sang. He did. I mean, he was a one-man show.
He was probably one of the best ad-libbers there's ever been. I mean, he could just wing it anytime and any place for any subject that you would throw at him.
Did the Statlers ever get to do anything with him?
Yeah, we did a TV show. We did once with him. I talked with this in there. There was always the legend I'd heard that he carried a tape recorder in his pocket because he was just constantly thinking of comedy ideas and song ideas and everything. He would do that. And he did do that. We found out that he did have a little tape recorder, and he would record everything that went through his mind. Because you know how it is when you get a song idea or anything that you think, by an hour later, it's gone if you don't write it down or have some way of remembering it.
Yeah, yeah.
He took care of that early on.